So this video is going to be for all of the people who watched my other video about my spiritual awakening. So if you're not interested in spiritual stuff, which if you're not, that's weird because we're all spiritual. Little do the whole world recognize. But if you're not into that, then this video ain't for you, so you might as well just leave because I don't like ignorant people making comments on my videos. But I'm going to start off my spiritual journey. Well, I guess it's not really my spiritual journey, but my spiritual awakening happened last year around this time. It was May 22nd, and today is May 29th. Yep, it's the Mercury retrograde today. So it's the 29th today. It started on the 22nd of 2020, and what triggered it was a twin flame connection. Hold on. So the twin flame connection was, I was with somebody and I loved them so much. We was like this, always together, couldn't get us apart. Well, it got us apart, so we could get put apart. But I was just depressed. Like, it had came to a few months, like, I was depressed. And I was so tired and stuff, and, like, my energy was drained. And I didn't know why, and I didn't know what was going on. So the whole depressed thing and being drained thing, that was for a few months. So I was sleeping, and the little friend group that we had was staying at my house with my sister. And, like, we were supposed to be a little friend group, but I just didn't feel like it was for real. Like, it was something off, basically. It was just something off, and I could feel it. But I didn't know how to put my finger on it. And whenever I would talk to people about it, they would be like, oh, you tripping, like, what is you talking about? Meanwhile, jump to real time right now, I was so right. And I'm going to get to that part, though, but back then. So the 22nd was basically all of these thoughts just kept coming to my head, and I couldn't stop it. And it was just telling me a whole bunch of, like, secrets. And when I say secrets, I don't mean like, well, I kind of do mean like secrets, but it was more like, oh, he like your sister. Him and your sister got some weird stuff going on. They be talking about you. They don't like you. These people over here using y'all. And, like, it was just basically telling me a whole bunch of stuff. I'm so sorry that people were so rude talking in the background, but that's what come with having a big family. So we gonna keep going because I'm not gonna stop. But anyway, so basically it was a bunch of downloads, and I couldn't stop it. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little, like, I was a little zooted when it was happening. So while this stuff was going on inside my head that I couldn't stop from not talking to me because that sounds so crazy, but no, talking to me, I'm also in my head thinking in a different voice, in a different, like, little thing. I'm like, oh my God, is this dying? I feel like I'm dying. This is what death is. Oh my God, what is gonna happen? My mom not here. And they over there on the couch laughing at me. Yeah, when it was happening, my sister and my boyfriend, who's my ex now, but they was sitting right on the couch looking at me like I'm crying and everything, and they over there laughing, and I'm talking about I feel like I'm finna die, and they laugh and talk about, oh my God, she finna die, laughing. Meanwhile, I'm going through real shit, and my motherfuckers, like, spirits telling me some shit that they got going on, or some shit that's going on in their head, and it's fucking with me. And I'm like, these bitches, I'm gonna fucking kill them. But I was like, whatever the fuck, I don't care. So I'm feeling like my spirit, like my soul, like, it's like lifting out my body. Like, I feel like I'm not in my body, and I feel like the thoughts was consuming me. Like, I felt like air. Like, I literally felt like air. Like, you know how you can, if you do this, like, you could feel the air, like your hands can get cold if it's cold or whatever. I felt like the air. It was so weird, and I thought I was finna die. I thought, like, that was the transition of me dying. Okay, so also, before this even happened, I was having little small thoughts that was basically the big thoughts that was happening then. But, like, I was like, nah. And I kept going to sleep because, like, I was trying to sleep my pain away because I was really thinking that shit. And I was like, nah. But Then it just been like, it was like, bitch, stop. Like, you literally hurting yourself. It's hurting nobody but you. Stop. Like, get the fuck out of this. But nobody was listening to me. My mom wasn't listening to me. My brothers and sisters wasn't listening to me when I was telling them to get the people out of our house. Like, I wasn't friends with them no more. Like, y'all gotta go. But nobody wanted to listen to me. So I ended up going to the psych ward, and I had cut my hair off and everything. Like, I was going like nuts. These people was driving me like nuts, and I couldn't get a break from it. So I ended up going to the psych ward. So when I get to the psych ward, like, I'm telling them what's going on too, and they making it seem like I'm crazy. Oh, so you're hearing voices? And I'm like, no, it's my thoughts. It's me. It's not no, what are you talking about? And so they trying to give me medicine and shit that's fucking with my thoughts again. So I stopped taking the medicine and shit. And it was giving me side effects. Like, my hands was shaking. I was cold. I couldn't eat. Oh, I couldn't eat at all, except for, like, I was drinking a lot of water. I lost 10 pounds in 1 week, I was in the hospital for 8 days. I was at the psych ward for 8 days. And while I'm there, the thoughts, how it was happening, was still happening, except for it was more clear. It was more clear. And since I was secluded and isolated, I just had to listen to it. And, like, I was analyzing it as I'm listening to it, as it's coming to me. I just accepted it, and I was analyzing it. And then, and I was basically like, once I accepted it, and I was like, it is true. It's true. That's the only reason why it's coming into me. It's the only reason why I'm thinking about it, is because it's true. Because all of my life, like, stuff like that has happened. It's just I was never, like, woke and aware of, like, what I was doing. Like, now I'm woke and I'm aware of what I'm doing, because I'm 19 and I'm basically, like, grown. So I get that this shit is normal, and the world just trying to make you think it's not normal to keep you in control. I mean, keep you out of being in control. And so I'm accepting it, and I'm like, okay, so I got to break up with him for real. I can't never get back together with him, even though we did break up before I went to the hospital. But I'm like, I'm not getting back together with him, because we was doing that. We was going off and on. And I'm like, I'm not friends with them no more. My sister, like, I'm done messing with her, because no, I'm not accepting this in my life. Okay, so I got to add in there. So before I went to the psych ward, and on the 22nd of 2020, when I was going through, like, the soul living out my body and stuff, when I had glanced at them and, like, realized that they was laughing at me and stuff like that, and, like, not taking me serious or nothing, they faces looked really different for, like, a split second, and then it changed back to normal. And I want to say that because I'm finna say, when I got out of the hospital and I was, like, on my game plan shit, like, I'm like, okay, I'm done fuck with them. Start over, new life. When I came back, the faces that they had for the split second before I had left, their faces was permanently like that. Like, they had changed. Like, I was gone for 8 days, so I didn't see them for 8 days. But when I came back, their faces looked exactly how it looked when I glanced at them. And then it changed. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, their faces changed to how it looked when I premonition. I don't know if that's what it should be called, but, like, it was like a premonition. Like, their faces changed, then went back to normal. Then when I got home, their faces was normal, how it had changed. So I stopped fucking with them completely, and I started telling one of the other friends, like, all the stuff that was happening and what was going on, because I couldn't sleep for 14 days. I couldn't eat. So the whole month of June, I didn't eat anything the whole month of June. I drank water and drank, like, naked juice, basically, really. But I was telling one of them, like, all the stuff that was happening. And then when I started going to sleep in July, for the first week of July, my dreams started coming true. Like, everything I would see in my dreams, symbols I would see in my dreams, I would see it and it would happen the next day. So I started telling he wasn't my friend, but he was my friend. And I even was telling my sister, like, once, like, I realized that what I was going through wasn't just me being crazy, because, like, I was like, maybe I am crazy when I came out the psych ward and all this stuff started happening. And I started being scared at night because I couldn't sleep. And the thoughts that was supposed to be my dreams was just thoughts. So I feel like I know exactly, like, what go on when we sleep. Like, I feel like it's something so big in this world that they don't really be trying to let us know. And I get why, because people be trying to kill us now, and people be trying to act like we crazy and shit, but that's not really it. It's like we really spiritual, we in tune with God and spirit, but they don't want to talk about it like that. They want to make it seem like we evil or something when we're not. We're literally like super high up compared to them. They common as fuck. They don't know nothing at all. So when I started getting the downloads of like what was finna happen in real life next, I didn't know the timeline or whatever, but I knew that it was going to happen, because to me it was common sense. It was putting everything in that had happened. I had put everything that had happened in a timeline, and then I was thinking about the basic cause and effect of all the actions that was going on. So I felt like I knew what the future was going to hold. And so I started telling them, because it was some serious shit, and they thought I was crazy. Then it happened. Did anybody acknowledge to me that, oh my God, Keirra, you was right? No, they just started hating from the background, and now like it's this big ass like disconnect. And like I still feel like you can feel when somebody hating on you, because it's like when the people hate on you and stuff, when they really envy you and try to hate on you, it's basically black magic. They put in karma in the universe for you. Okay, so I also want to ask, so the month of June, I was doing a whole bunch of like manic type shit. Like I was doing reckless shit. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, cause I thought my life was finna end. I was like, all this shit happening, so I must be finna die soon or something. Like something happening, I don't know. So I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like I never lived my life before. Like I was a sheltered child. Like I'm finna go out into the world and I'm finna figure out what the fuck this shit like. Ooh, I shouldn't have did. Well, I guess I should have did it because it happened, and you know it happened, so it was supposed to happen. But yeah, there's a lot of shit that just shouldn't have happened, and it did. So, like a true human, my karma started coming around this year. But I don't know. But back to the other part. So when I was unfriending them and stuff, like, you know how unfriending and breaking up goes, like off and on. So sometimes you'll be with them, sometimes not. So my ex, me and him, like we was like on and off, like, but not as much as at first. Like at first it was some real lovey-dovey connected shit, and then after I got from the hospital and I was like, I'm breaking up and we ain't never getting back together, and the friend group breaking up, we ain't never getting back together, like they was still trying to work it out with me. Like we even had a meeting at my ex house. We was all sitting there and I was just like, motherfuckers fake and I don't fuck with that. And plus, like, spirit was really telling me like the truth behind a lot of people lives, and all of that shit went against my morals. That like, and I don't like when shit go against my morals. I can't be around people who do shit that go against my morals, because that make me look like a hypocrite, and I don't like that. So if you having sex with kids and you raping kids and grooming kids, I can't fuck with you. You deserve to be in jail. But also at the same time of me knowing this and my morals, but me being a naive 18-year-old telling the supposedly adults, like, there's some shit y'all need to fucking look at and work out. They, as adults, not in tune like I am, they didn't really give a fuck. They wasn't taking it as serious as it needs to be. Like, I take it on a serious level. Like, I'm thinking about the people involved and how it's gonna fuck up them and their mind and their future. They thinking about it like it's gonna fuck up the people who doing it future. No, that's what's supposed to happen, because they fucking up the future for themselves. They shouldn't be doing that. And they always be like, boys will be boys. What the fuck is boys will be boys? Teach the motherfucking boys. My lips crusty than the motherfucker. But anyway, teach the boys to, I don't know, teach they ass some shit. Mothers don't be teaching their sons shit. They be catering and babying their asses. And they turn out horrible and they want to be like, boys will be boys. But okay, this gonna have to be parts, because it's a lot of shit, but it's gonna have to be parts. So that's the first part. So May 22nd, 2020 is when it started. And that was at the end of the month. I went to the hospital on the 26th. I was in the hospital for 8 days. I got out on June 3rd. When I got out the hospital on June 3rd, I was at home for a little bit, and I was going through shit. And they was trying to, like, fix the friendship and shit. And I was like, nah, I'm good. And then I got Tinder. I had got Tinder. And, you know, I met people on Tinder and I started doing, you know, reckless shit. I ain't even gonna lie. not super reckless, but reckless as in I almost putting myself in situations I did not need to put myself into, but it happened, and I'm alive now, so it's okay. But it's karma still coming back from that, so it's kind of not okay, but I'ma handle it. And I'm not lying about shit. Like, people was trying to get me to lie about a lot of shit because it was gonna ruin people's reputations. But now that I know for a fact, like, what I'm going through isn't me being a fucking psychopath crazy bitch. It's literally like, God is fucking real, bitch. Wake the fuck up. The world need to wake the fuck up. I'm not lying about shit. I'm being honest, because whatever happened, happened. And God know anyway, and it's gonna come to light one day anyway, so you might as well not lie about it. Now, I ain't gonna lie, it's one situation that when it came time to, like, would have been like a good time to be honest, I couldn't, because people was in my ear telling me that I couldn't do it, and I was listening. So I didn't necessarily lie, but I didn't necessarily tell them the truth either. But now in the future, if I get the opportunity, if motherfuckers want to know the truth for real and it have to come up, I'm gonna tell the truth, because the truth will set you free for real. And it's gonna hurt people, but the truth is better. I want to know the truth no matter what, so I'm gonna be honest with other people too. Okay, so when I was in the hospital, May, and then all of June, I couldn't eat. So that's a spiritual awakening symptom. You cannot eat. Your diet changed. Like, your body gets sensitive to stuff. Like, you wake up, like, it's no fabrications to anything. Like, you will find the truth out about everything. Like, everything is unveiled. So that's what happened. And I don't know. June was just like a roller coaster of events that happened really quick. So I was getting downloads all the time. I was having, like, spiritual things happen while I was awake, to know, like, that's how I know all of that stuff is true, and it's not people being crazy. It's just true. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make another video, and I'm gonna tell you guys about the next parts. But like, comment, and subscribe if you are interested, because I'm not gonna do it if it's, like, not demanded, you know. But I am gonna write a book about this, so regardless of if it's demanded or not on YouTube, I'm writing a book about this one day. And, you know, motherfuckers, if they read it, they just gonna know motherfuckers knew what the fuck is going on. And I don't really care, because motherfuckers know what the fuck they be doing. But yeah, now my morals, I'm not letting nobody get in the way of my morals, because I was letting people make decisions for my life. My lips hella crusty. I'm so sorry. But I was letting people make decisions, and this is my life. Like, it's literally my life, and I had to realize that on a deep spiritual level, and I do now. So I can't let that happen anymore. But yeah, that's the end of, like, part one, basically. This part one. So that's the end of that. If you watch this whole video, I want you to comment if you are going through a spiritual awakening or have been through yours already, and, like, tell me what's the biggest thing that you realized. Like, what was the biggest, like, realization that you had? Or tell me what offset, like, your spiritual awakening. Like how I told you mine was, like, fake friends and the twin flame and all that kind of stuff. Tell me what yours was, because some people would be their career. Some people would be that. Some people would be their family. I ain't gonna lie, my first few ones when I was younger, it was because of my family, but I wasn't old enough to, like, hold on to what I was going through like I am now. But yeah, so this is the end of this video. Bye.